Shaquille O'Neal is a very famous man in the United States, but outside the United States, he's not quite so famous. So if you don't know who he is, he's a sort of 7'1" 90s basketball legend, like 7'1", like an actual giant.
Have you ever seen him with like bottles of water?
Yeah, it's crazy.
They look like Dixie cups or something.
Yeah, he's like legitimately gargantuan. But obviously he made millions as a famous basketball player in the 90s and early 2000s. Like he had loads of like video games and sportswear lines and things like this. Made loads of money. And then after basketball, because obviously a sportsman's life is limited, he became even more wealthy through sensible business decisions as an entrepreneur. So if we go to the next one, his net worth apparently stems from smart business investments, up to $400 million. And so a solid investment in his career and image and some personal passions that led him to end up making a hefty return. As of 2020, he apparently owned a long list of franchises that generated over $100 million in revenue for him. Apparently he owns 17 Auntie Annie's pretzels, a handful of Vegas clubs, 150 car washes, tons of fitness centers, and even a Krispy Kreme franchise. Yeah. So he's an incredibly successful man, and he's played his cards right.
He also did a lot of investing, I believe, in Google when it was...
Did he? Oh, very smart, very smart. But as you can see, he just stood next to regular-sized humans. It's just colossal. Yeah. Right? But he also seems to be a really nice guy. And I find that very interesting because, like, when you've reached the very upper echelons of success, it's easy to become a total dick about everything, especially if you literally tower over everyone actually towering over everyone, then to be metaphorically towering over everyone when it comes to success and finances, then you can see how it would go to a person's head, right? But recently he came out and said, look, I'm not a celebrity. Stop calling me a celebrity. Celebrities are mental. I don't want to be like them. And I just really found this interesting. So we go through it quickly. He says, these celebrities are going freaking crazy and I don't want to be one. I denounce my celebrityness today. I'm done with it. He says, I don't want to be in that category. Celebrities are crazy. They really are. Don't call me that anymore. These people are out of their freaking mind with how they treat people, what they do and what they say. That's never been me. And I never want to be looked at like that. Now, I'm just thinking of Madonna when he says all of this. Because you may remember the last couple of years where she's like, I've been thinking about blowing up the White House, and then as her 72-year-old self appearing naked in a bathroom and dancing around and stuff like that. It's like,
fried fish.
Yeah, the fried fish. Yeah, mental, right? Yeah. And he's obviously not mental. He's obviously, look, I just don't want you to think of me like them. It's like, well, that's a fair concern, actually.
I'm also thinking of the inhuman late night comedy hosts.
Oh, God.
They're just like, I can't imagine being in the same room as these people because they don't come off as human at all.
No, literal NPCs. Yeah.
But except Bill Maher. I'll leave Bill Maher out.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Bill Maher's all right. But total freaks because of the weirdo lifestyle that completely disconnects them from reality. He says, all my life, everyone probably gets stereotyped, but us celebrities, we get stereotyped because most of these celebrities are out of their mind. I love this as celebrities as a class.
Can you see the microphone in his hand?
Yeah, if we can scroll up. Yeah,
look at it. This is so funny.
Compared to regular people. It's just hilarious.
There are compilations on YouTube of him just holding things, just because it's entertaining.
But this is the point that he's making, though, is like celebrities as a class, in his perspective, have got a general public perception of being absolutely bonkers. And he's like, look, I'm actually not nuts. This is like critical race theory for celebrities. All celebrities. Anyway. But he says, I don't do that. I'm a regular person that listened, followed his dreams and made it. And so he grew up poor in Newark, New Jersey. And he is credited to the Boys and Girls Club of America for keeping him off the streets and out of trouble. He says, I came from nothing, but just because I made it doesn't mean I'm bigger than you, smarter than you. Just because I have more money doesn't mean I'm better than you. Well, I mean, literally, he probably is bigger than me and everyone else. Just it's not because he made it, it's because he's literally 7'1". So anyway, but he says, I've never been that way and I never will be that way. So I don't want to be in that category of people. He says, when they talk about Shaq, do you know what they say? He's a nice guy, because what else can you be? You're either nice or you're the A word. I like the way on this podcast, he doesn't even swear. What an absolute dad there, right? And I definitely won't be looked at as the A word. I want people to say, bro, he's nice. He didn't have an entourage. His people didn't take my phone because I took a picture and threw it, which I guess is something that's happened. Yeah. Right. But isn't that just such a refreshing attitude to see? And how perennial a problem it must be with the celebrity class if this is what he's literally got to come out and make public statements that, look, I'm not like them.
Yeah, I'm not going to destroy the property of my fans. I mean, seems like a low bar, but
It does seem like a low bar, but I mean, you've seen celebrities and what they act like. You know, they all live together. They all live in, remote, beautiful places, and they act very weirdly. And of course, at the Met Gala recently, where they're all in their beautiful clothes and all the servants are masked up. And it's like, yeah, he's saying, I don't want to be like that.
You ever watched interviews with him?
No, no.
My favorite one of him, and it exemplifies how much of a normal
I'm surprised
guy.
how much of him you've watched.
It's just he's such a normal guy for even in like the weird interviews where he's
Yeah.
like showing off. And he was showing off, I think it was some interview in which he was saying that he holds the world record for the biggest Walmart purchase in history.
Oh, really?
It was $100,000.
Yeah.
So
And that was for charity or something, was it?
no. He moved to a new place. He needed some new TVs, new
Right,
sound
right.
system, toasters, whatever. So he brought loads and loads of stuff, filled up all these shopping carts, got down there. And they're like, sir, can you put your card in? So he put it in, rejected. He went, oh. Put it back in,
Yeah.
rejected. So he called up his manager and was like, well, am I broke? And he's like, no, of course you're not. But some weirdo's trying to use your card at Walmart for $100,000. He's like, yeah, dude, that's me. What the hell are you spending $100,000 at Walmart for? Yeah, I'm in your place.
That's great. But anyway, so he said that he's found a different way to the spotlight now because of his random acts of kindness, which he apparently goes around doing, which is really nice. And so he's become known for helping others with grand gestures that have included paying for a stranger's engagement ring and more recently funding one of his favorite Atlanta restaurants affected by COVID-19. And I think this is really cute, and that's why I wanted to feature this. This is just like the sort of personal philanthropy that I think that like is really worth highlighting, and the fact that this is someone who clearly is a normal person and is not like some self-centered, egotistical Hollywood celebrity. And this is the kind of thing that I think just should be appreciated more, really. And so basically, he's doing some new cereal, and he's partnering with this Mission Tiger thing, which is pledging new sports equipment, including uniforms to students across the US. And this is all the stuff that he's doing. He says it's a dream come true. Earlier this year, we teamed up to make this whole new level to help kids, blah, blah, blah. And we're refurbishing playing fields, providing training equipment, doing good things rather than being some sort of indolent Hollywood celebrity who's just constantly taking drugs and is a personal train wreck, constantly crashing into the next scandal, or, like you've seen Katie Price, right? She's constantly in the news for being a personal catastrophe. I mean, she's a low-level celebrity as well as these things go, British celebrity. But like, it's just really nice to see an alternative, like someone who's actually sensible and is like, look, I can see what's going on around me. I can see what these people are like. Don't be like them. I'm going to provide a concrete example. I'm going to lead the way in being a decent human being, and you should definitely take from this example.
If you enjoyed that segment from the podcast, The Lotus Eaters, you can catch the full podcast at 1 p.m. every weekday UK time at lotuseaters.com. You can also sign up at lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content we have on the site.
Yeah, that's how we keep this whole operation running. And recently we've put up loads of great stuff, such as this interview with legendary comedian Steve Hughes, one of my personal favourite comedians, so it was a real honour to be able to meet him. But one thing that I didn't expect, that he would be such a deep thinker, and this podcast is genuinely like a meeting of minds in a way. He was right on my wavelength on a bunch of things and helped me actually connect a bunch of dots, but I'm not going to carry on and spoil it. We also, of course, have lots of interesting articles that have been written, such as this one by Josh about the dumbest country on earth. And for for silver tier subscribers, we also include a link, so it's we have an audio reading of it from a chap called Jonathan, who has a very smooth voice that you will enjoy. And this is great because often I don't have time to read all of the articles we put up, because we've put up a lot of regular content, and so this saves me the hassle of having to read it myself. So I really actually am very appreciative of this feature on a personal level. But we also do the Contemplations and Epochs, which are just interesting podcasts about interesting things. These are regular weekly podcasts. So this one is one of our writers, Josh, he's got a master's degree in psychology, talking about theories of intelligence and how they matter. And of course, we've got the Epochs, where myself and Bo, or in this case it was Josh and Bo, talking about the life of Sir Francis Drake. So that's 2 solid hours talking about England's most notorious adventurer. But we've also got lots and lots of other ones. This is number 21, so there's a good back catalogue there. And finally, we have our book clubs, and this is the part that I'm most proud of. Recently, we've done Shooting an Elephant by George Orwell, and
Reflections on a Ravaged Century by Robert Conquest.
Yeah, Robert Conquest is fantastic. Just if you want Western chauvinist historian, he's your man.
Anti-socialism.
Yes, in all forms, it's fantastic. And like I said, that's what keeps the podcast running. So if you want to become a member, thank you very much, and we think there's some great stuff you'll enjoy.